Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Haley and you're watching Between the Pages. I have a small little mini book haul for you today. I actually got these all last week, but I have not had time to film until this weekend. And so yeah, I went to Bookmarx, which is my favorite used bookstore in downtown Springfield. We went there the morning before we set up for the KY3 Women's Show, and so I took some books to sell, the ones that I didn't turn into blind dates with a book for the KY3 Women's Show. So I just wanted to show you what I got, and then I also have a blind date that I got at the market that we're gonna unbox at the end of this video. So let's just get into what I got. So the first one I got is My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine. I have not seen this book, but I just really like buying paranormal romances and romances from Bookmarx because if I don't like it, I didn't pay that much for it. I only paid $9 for this one. So I paid basically half price. So let's find out what it's about, because you know me, a lot of times when I buy things at Bookmarx, I buy strictly off of author or cover or that looks interesting, I'll pick it up. So you know I don't read the back of these. So it says, nothing sucks more than fake dating a vampire in this paranormal romantic comedy. Amelia Collins is by definition successful. She would even go so far as to say successfully single, but not according to her family. She's tired of the constant questions about her non-existent dating life. When an invitation to yet another family wedding arrives, she decides to get everyone off her back once and for all by finding anyone, to pose as her date. After a chance encounter with Reginald Cleves, Amelia decides he's perfect for her purposes. He's a bit strange, but that's fine. It'll discourage tough questions from her family, and it certainly doesn't hurt that he's very handsome. For centuries-old vampire Reggie, posing as her plus one sounds like the ultimate fun, and if it helps his ruse of pretending to be human, so much the better. As Amelia and Reggie practice their fomance, it becomes clear that Reggie is as loyal to her as the day is long, and that Amelia's first impressions could not have been more wrong. Suddenly, being in a real relationship with Reggie sounds pretty fantastic. So it sounds like a cute, paranormal romantic comedy, and I really love that, in book form. I don't mind the fake dating trope. I just hope it doesn't come with other tropes, because you know me, if you've been here long enough and listened to my reviews, I don't like the miscommunication trope. It is my least favorite, along with the bet, a bet trope. I hate that one, but I don't mind fake dating. So this one sounds really cute. So I definitely cannot wait to read this one. And the next one I got is In the Company of Witches by Arlie Wallace. I'm not sure how you pronounce that last name. It is, I think this is a paranormal murder mystery kind of, but again, I didn't pay full price for it, so I'm willing to give it a try. It says, when a guest dies in the B&B she helps her aunts run, a young witch must rely on some good old-fashioned investigating to clear her aunt's name in this magical and charming cozy mystery. For 400 years, the Warren witches have used their magic to quietly help the citizens of the sleepy New England town of Evenfall thrive. There's never been a problem they couldn't handle. Then Constance Graves dies while staying at the witch's bed and breakfast. At first, it seems like an accident, but it soon becomes clear that there's something sinister more at work. And Aunt Nora is shaping up to be the prime suspect. There's nothing Bryn Warren wants more than to prove Nora's innocence, and it hurts knowing that even 2 years ago it might have been easier. Bryn, after all, is a witch of the dead, a witch who can commune with ghosts. But she hasn't used her power since her husband died, and isn't even sure she still can. Bryn will just have to hope that her aunt's magic and her own investigative skills will lead her to answers and maybe back to the gift she was ready to give up forever. So, sounds cute. I'm not a big, murder mystery person, but maybe I'll like it in this form since it's, kind of paranormal. Doesn't sound like there's any romance in it, but who knows? So we'll just see if I like this one. The third one I got is Can't Spell Treason Without T by Becca Thorne. This has been on my TBR, like on Goodreads, for a little while, so I was really excited to see that they had it. It also has sprayed edges, so I'm wondering if that's just like a regular thing for this paperback or if this is like a special edition of some kind. I'm not entirely sure. But I do know this is like a cozy fantasy, and there might be a little bit of mystery with it. So it says, "Run away with me," the mage had said, her eyes alight. "You like tea, I like books. Let's open a shop somewhere remote and forget the world exists." All Reina and Chianti, I think, want to open as a bookshop that serves tea while firelight drifts between the rafters. But Reina works as one of the queen's private guards, and Chianti is the most powerful mage in existence. Leaving their lives isn't so easy. But after an assassin takes Reina hostage, she decides she's thoroughly done risking her life for a self-centered queen. Meanwhile, Chianti has been waiting for a chance to flee responsibility. All the better that her girlfriend is on board. Together, they settle in Tawny, a town nestled in the icy tundra near Dragon Country, and open the shop of their dreams. What follows is a cozy tale of mishaps, mysteries, and a murderous queen throwing the realm's biggest temper tantrum, while these two women discover just what they mean to each other and the world. So, cozy, sapphic fantasy. Like I said, this has been on my radar for a while. I do think there's more in this series. It does say Tomes and Tea Book 1. I don't know what the sequels are, but I do know that this is a series. So if I like this one, I might continue to the second one. And this next one I have is Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. It does say it's a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, includes special content. I will have to peel that sticker off. You know me and a bunch of other bookworms and book dragons and everything. We hate stickers on books. So I'm going to have to peel that off later. I don't really know what this is about. It's Scarlett St. Clair. I do have another one of her books. It's one of her like spicy fairy tale retellings. I have not read it yet. So I was kind of thinking I have this one and then I have another one that I bought at Bookmarx that I might end up doing like a reading vlog, like reading Scarlett St. Clair books to see if she's an author I like. But yeah, I got this one. And it says Isolde? Isolde? I don't know. It's Isolde. Adrian said quietly, and when I finally met his gaze, his stare was gentle. "You are my light." I took his face between my hands. "You are my darkness," I said, and kissed him. Isolde, newly coronated queen, has finally found a king worthy of her in the vampire Adrian. But their love for each other has cost Isolde her father and her homeland. With two opposing goddesses playing mortals and vampires against each other, Isolde is uncertain of who her allies are in the vampire stronghold of Rebecca. Now, as politics in the Red Palace grow more underhanded, inexplicably grow more underhanded and oh my god, I cannot speak. Now, as politics in the Red Palace grow more underhanded, inexplicable monster attacks plague the villages, and a deadly crimson mist threatens all of Cordova. Isolde must trust in the bond she's formed with Adrian, even as she learns troubling information about his complicated past. So, yeah, I'm a vampire girly through and through, so I am super excited to read this one. And then the final one I have is King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair. It says Adrian and Isolde, so I'm wondering if... I don't know which one is the first book. I would assume that it's this one, just going off like what I've glimpsed. So I have inadvertently bought two books in the same series. This is what happens when you go book shopping and you don't open Goodreads to check and see. But I'm pretty sure I've bought two in the same series. So, pretty sure this is the first one. Probably should have started with this one. Oops. The Adrian who held me now carried his age within his eyes, which were burdened by heartbreak, and I wondered if that was what had made this man a monster. Isolde de Lara considers her wedding day to be her death day. To end a years-long war and protect the people of her kingdom, she is to marry the vampire king Adrian Alexander Vasiliev and kill him. So this is definitely the first book. But her assassination attempt is thwarted, and Adrian warns that if Isolde tries to kill him again, he will raise her as the undead. Faced with the possibility of becoming the thing she hates most, Isolde seeks other ways to defy him and survive the violence and political machinations of Adrian's brutal vampire court. Except it isn't the court she ends up fearing the most. It's Adrian and her intense attraction to him. Wrapped in mystery and a past he refuses to discuss, Adrian nevertheless starts to become less of a monster to Isolde. Despite their undeniable chemistry, Isolde can't help but wonder why the king, fierce, complicated, ambitious, and at times inexplicably tender, chose her as consort. The answer will shatter her world. So this is definitely book 1. I have accidentally bought book 1 and 2 of a series. I do not know if there's more in this series. I don't really want to look for fear of spoilers. So I realize I have just spoiled myself for the second book. But by the time I get to read this one and that one, I'll probably have forgotten the summary anyway. So it's fine. So now we're going to open my blind date with a book. So this is by the same person, not the book itself, but the blind date, as A Dawn of Onyx. I have not read it yet. Again, I have not gotten to my blind date with a book project. This might speed it up a little bit, but we're just going to open it. I don't know if these are stickers or if they're just paper. I think they're just paper, and they're just like paper flowers. I've been keeping them to like put in my junk journal / smash journal that I will eventually make. We have one of these bookmarks where you can like track your books. I don't do that. So I may just stick them in the little free library. I am working on making a TBR jar, or not a TBR jar, a bookmark jar to put in the little free library that's like right down the road from my house. Because I have a bunch of bookmarks that I'm never going to use and everything. So we have these book tabs. Again, I might put those in the little free library. This is a romantasy, which is why I bought it, because that's pretty much ready to read. And then I have 2 more of these crescent moon shaped paper clips that I will probably, again, never use. I might end up putting them on my own blind dates with a book that I'm doing for certain markets. So we're just going to open it and see what it is. She packages hers a hell of a lot better than I do. I'm still learning. I'm not very good at wrapping my blind dates with a book yet. It's the same book. I kind of was afraid that was going to happen. That's fine. I'll end up probably gifting this to my friend Cheyenne, because that's what I did with my duplicate copy of Bonded by Thorns. I went and bought myself the deluxe edition because it's pretty, and I wanted to match my other deluxe editions, and I wanted the novella Prince of the Arena, which I have just reviewed on my channel, so go check that out if you're interested. But yeah, it's the same book. I kind of was afraid this was going to happen, but like I said, it's fine. I'll gift it to my friend Cheyenne. I'm trying to get her into romantasy. She's more of a dark romance, girly, with like a touch of like rom-com, like really stupid rom-com romance. So I'll just gift this to her. It's fine. That's the risk you take when you do a blind date with a book, to be honest. But yeah, that's all I have for you today, and I will see you guys later.